Andrew Bridgen reveals vaccine email controversy in Parliament, questions raised over BBC transparency. In a powerful and closely watched speech in the UK Parliament, Independent MP Andrew Bridgen reignited national conversation around COVID-19 vaccines and media responsibility by presenting what he described as evidence of internal communications that could challenge public narratives around the rollout. Bridgen's address, delivered during a scheduled session on government transparency, centered on a series of leaked emails that, according to him, highlight growing concerns over how vaccine-related information has been handled and how major institutions, including media outlets like the BBC, have responded. While the contents of the emails remain under official scrutiny and have yet to be fully verified by third parties, Bridgen's move has once again put the spotlight on the relationship between government institutions, public broadcasters, and transparency in health policy. His comments, delivered calmly but firmly, focused less on sensationalism and more on the principle of open dialogue, calling on both Parliament and the press to do more in ensuring accountability. The documents Bridgen referenced reportedly contain exchanges between individuals linked to UK public health bodies and media personnel discussing editorial approaches during the vaccine rollout. Bridgen claimed that these emails suggest certain scientific debates or dissenting opinions might have been downplayed or overlooked during the height of the pandemic. To be clear, no official body, including the BBC, has confirmed the full context or authenticity of the materials at the time of publication. Nonetheless, Bridgen's remarks have raised fresh questions about whether key decisions around coverage were made with sufficient transparency, and whether a culture of editorial caution may have inadvertently limited public discourse during a time of crisis. It is important to note that Bridgen did not accuse any party of criminal wrongdoing. Instead, he framed the issue as one of democratic accountability and public trust, emphasizing the need for ongoing review and a more open conversation around lessons learned. Following Bridgen's speech, BBC representatives have not issued a detailed public statement specifically addressing the contents of the alleged emails. However, the broadcaster reaffirmed its editorial independence and commitment to impartial reporting throughout the pandemic. In previous public statements, the BBC has acknowledged the challenges of covering complex scientific information during rapidly changing global circumstances and maintains that its coverage was consistent with guidance from UK health authorities. Media commentators remain divided on the issue. Some argue that journalists had a responsibility to filter out unverified or potentially harmful medical claims during a time of uncertainty. Others suggest that suppressing alternative viewpoints, especially those voiced by qualified professionals, may have inadvertently fostered public mistrust in official narratives. MPs across party lines responded to Bridgen's statement with a mix of caution and curiosity. While some praised his courage in raising difficult questions, others emphasized the need to approach any such claims with rigorous scrutiny. A spokesperson from the Department of Health issued a brief comment following the session, stating, "Public health decisions throughout the pandemic were based on the best available evidence at the time. We continue to welcome oversight and discussion on how these processes can be improved." Notably, several MPs echoed the sentiment that democratic institutions must ensure transparency not only in policymaking but also in the information ecosystems surrounding public health. Bridgen's speech touches on a critical junction between freedom of the press, public health, and trust in democratic institutions. Even without verified wrongdoing, the very notion that some voices may have been sidelined raises essential questions about how societies manage crisis communication. Many experts point out that navigating a pandemic, especially one of COVID-19 scale, required difficult editorial decisions. But hindsight allows for reflection, and that's precisely what Bridgen appears to be calling for. A national review of not just health decisions, but of how those decisions were communicated, challenged, or accepted without scrutiny. This moment provides an opportunity for institutions from Parliament to public broadcasters to reaffirm their commitment to transparency. Regardless of political alignment, the broader question remains the same. How do democratic societies maintain the delicate balance between public safety, free expression, and media responsibility during periods of uncertainty? Bridgen's speech is unlikely to be the last word on this topic. Already, there are signs that parliamentary committees may seek further clarification or initiate reviews related to media and public health coordination during the pandemic era. As the UK moves forward from the pandemic, calls for reflection are not only natural but necessary. Whether or not the contents of these emails result in formal investigations, the discussion sparked by Bridgen's remarks is a reminder that transparency remains a cornerstone of public trust. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the media handled vaccine reporting fairly? What steps should be taken to ensure accountability in future public health emergencies? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the latest in UK politics.